Hi everyone, welcome back to another Tooltip Tuesday. In today's tooltip, we're going to take you through the grinding setup page. So this allows us to control what happens before grinding and what happens after grinding. And we can find this page by moving across the icons at the top of the page here to this icon here and select grinding setup page. Or alternatively, we can go across to File, select the drop down, come down to setup, and that also opens the grinding setup page. So on this grinding setup page, it allows us to do a few different things, and we'll go through them one by one. So the first one, number of tools. If that's selected, we would need to push the grind button each time we hand load a tool, and then push the start button. But if we select multiple, it eliminates having to push the grind button, and we only need to push the cycle start button. And this can streamline your hand loading process. The second one is collar protection. We can turn collar protection off, we can turn it on, or we can select it for one flute only. We can also have the A-axis continually spin after grinding, or we can have the A-axis return to the original position it was prior to grinding. If none of these are selected, the A-axis will just stay in the same position after grinding. We have the fast load option, so for simple loading loaders, we can show dresser messages. And another one I like for also streamlining the hand loading process is we can open the collet after grinding. So if we're sure that the tool is going to be good and we don't need to regrind the tool, we can open the collet straight after grinding, and that allows us to easily take the tool out, put a new tool in, and get grinding again. We can simulate our compensation, and that just helps us understand what's happening when we compensate something. We have the pop-up steady rest. Now this is a cool feature where we can easily select what happens or when we use the pop-up steady. So if we don't have a pop-up steady enabled, we have selected none. We can have the pop-up steady to be used after all grinding operations, and here we can select to have it remain up after grinding, or we can have it for individual operations. So if we want the pop-up steady up or down for each individual operation, so if we do cylindrical grinding, we might want it down. After cylindrical grinding, we might want to pull the pop-up steady up to support the tool. So it's another feature that we can manipulate our program to suit what we need to do. We also have the same function for the tailstock option. So we can have no tailstock, we can have it for all, or individual operations once again. And the last section here is another good section. So if we've got short cycle times and we don't want the machine to move too far away from the grinding point after grinding, we can select the different global stop positions. So after grinding, so none, it will perform, it won't do any global movement. We can select home position so that at the end of the program, the axis will return to the home position, or we can define our own user settings. So if we want the Z axis to disappear all the way, but Y to stay in its same position, we can select these points as well. So this is a grind setup page. It's a really good little page to quickly define what we want to happen before grinding or after grinding. So thanks everyone for watching, and join in for next week's Tooltip Tuesday.